Anything goes with Alex and Dan. This the podcast that you need. You just gotta tune in. Let's go. Anything goes. A couple of guys that keep the combo popping. Intellectual, thought-provoking, interesting, and sometimes choking. Sharing their opinions. Join in and listen. Let's go. All about connection. You really just don't know what you're missing. Anything goes with Alex and Dan. Let's go.
Okay. No, I'm recording it at my end with just so I can see. I'm just gonna test it, see how it goes, so I don't have to wait for your Twitch stream and whatnot, and then have audio muted randomly. Not your fault.
It's not gonna do it in the middle of the thing.
Yeah, it's not gonna do it in the middle of the thing as you mute yourself. What's that about?
I just sit down and immediately everything's wrong in the world.
Isn't that how that works?
I have been home for over an hour. Nothing.
Nothing.
They were both in bed, just kind of hanging out, watching their shows, playing on their tablets. I come in here, sit down, hit start, boom, the world's fucking done.
Yeah, that's how it goes, man.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
And he's just like, he's crying over nothing. He's just like, you hear him?
Oh, yeah. This is nothing. It's because he wants you. Yeah. We're just going to watch you say no over and over again. You're so mad. Did you have a bad day today?
No.
We started out, we're starting out a little wrong, okay? We need to reset. You just came in here with an attitude. Count us down. You.
All right, you ready to start over?
Yeah. Did you take? Oh man, that was.
So Dan, how was your day?
How was your day? We're redoing
man.
it. That was. Hold on, I just messed something up. How was your day?
I hear you and see you fine.
I know. And we're good. No, I had your stream up for a second, and it kept echoing.
My son is having a hard time with going potty.
Oh.
Not like sitting down going potty, but actually like flow. If you could, you know what I'm saying. It's a little hard. So like he won't go for like 2 or 3 days, and then he'll have like.
Wait, really? Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. We don't know what's wrong. We've taken him to the doctor, and they were like, yeah, just give him some like softener. But we're like, and because we asked him, we're like, well, I wonder if it's his diet, because the kid only eats 3 or 4 things. Like if we make a home cooked meal, won't touch it. If we get fast food, won't touch it. Like the only thing he eats, cereal, chicken nuggets, and ramen noodles. The only thing he eats. He refuses to touch anything else. He might have mac and cheese. So we were wondering if it's his diet. He hardly drinks water. Well, I mean, he will if I give it to him. But like if if I give him a cup with water in it, he's going to drink it. But if he comes up to me and goes, "Daddy, I'm thirsty," the only thing he wants to drink is milk. So I was thinking it was something like that, but I feel bad for the kid because when he goes, it's like the size of my fist.
Oh yeah.
And it when he just, because he'll sit there and he'll be fine, and then he'll try to push again, and then it's like, hold up,
Yeah.
So the doctor was just like, you just gotta let it ride out. So I mean, what we do is we put some like softener stuff in, like some apple juice, some other stuff, and see if it'll help. But
Nothing so far?
nothing so far.
That sucks, man. If I can't poop for a day, I'm pissed.
Right?
Yeah, I've been there though. Like my son, he was a baby though. Like he was just not. Like when he went to the doctor, it was just like a checkup too. They ended up, we were talking about it, and I was like, yeah, he has not been pooping. And they're like, how long? And it's like, it's been like 3 days. And they're like, okay. So they like checked inside, and they're like, yeah, he's full. Like his whole like colon is full. So when it comes, it's coming. And he's like, apparently it was just like I literally had to like help it come out. I just spread the butt cheeks. He was like screaming as a baby, and it just like when it came out, and then it was bad. It was a bad time. I was like, oh my god.
When my son was born, he refused to eat immediately because you know how like when they're born, the first thing that they do usually is like shit. So
Okay, yeah,
something like that, or one in the first like 24 hours, the first thing they do is eat. Right? They latch.
yeah.
And then they shit. Well, after the first time of him eating, he wouldn't eat anymore. And it got to the point to where the nurses were like, he's going to have to go to NICU. And he was there for 4 days and nobody could figure out why he wouldn't eat. Well, come to find out, that nurse there, he was like, they were talking to each other about him. And they're like, when's the last time he pooped? And he never pooped for 4 days, from the day he was born for 4 days. And they assisted him with going. And after that, oh man, that man, he was putting down shit. He was hungry, eating, and they were like, this is what was wrong with him. You guys can take him home. And I was like, okay.
4
And
days.
now, 3 years later, we're back at it again.
Yeah, it's like
He's just getting fucking shit.
his record's consistent, I guess.
If he's nothing, he's consistent, I guess. So, I mean,
Damn. Well, I wish the best of him. Hopefully, he can get his poops going.
he's just got to power through it. There's nothing I can do. Yeah, I'm like, you can sit on the potty. Well, you can lay on your back, and I'll help you with your legs and try to get it out. But like,
it's like Escanaba in the moonlight, man.
Nothing I can
One
do, son. I'm
potato,
sorry.
2 potato, 3 potato.
Yeah, moving the legs, But no, he wouldn't. I don't know. But yeah.
I don't know. But you've been
Anyways,
doing
we're
like
talking about
softener
work,
and apple juice and everything, and still nothing, huh?
Still nothing.
You just start doing that, or is it?
About a week ago.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. It should be.
Should be
He's gonna rocket to space. What?
like Elon Musk is going to be like, we heard he's going to go straight to Mars.
He's the first one.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
Cool. Enough poop talk anyway.
yeah, I agree. So another poop topic. How's work?
I think it's great. But that's just me, I think. You ready to quit yet?
No.
Yes.
I talked about my mom on the way home, and I was like, every day that I work here, I realize just more and more, this is just not, like, I'm over it. Not the company, but like just this
what
work.
you're
And
doing.
my mom was like, she's like, I was like, I love what I do, and I love the people I work with and stuff like that. And she was just like, she's like, I think what it sounds like is you are out of your element. She's like, you got comfortable where you were, and you could go into work every single day and know what you were doing. You didn't need anybody else aside from, like work orders or, whatever. She's like, you got something, you knew what you had to do and you were good. Here, you don't.
All right.
Because I'm telling you, the way that this place does things is like night and day.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know.
The like, and it's, I don't want to say this in a bad way. The quality aspect, okay, the lack of quality and like standards that I see that are or that I don't see blows my fucking mind. Like, I'm like, hey, how do you measure this? She's like, you just got, it's just like your knuckle. And I'm like, yeah, but your knuckle and my knuckle's different. My knuckle and his knuckle's different. Like, I'm like, I need an inch and a quarter, right? And he was like, I mean, about my knuckles. And I'm like, no, like, I need this because I have done this for 2 years, And then if this was not right, there was 4 people standing behind me going, do it again. So then when we come here and we do it at this place, and they're like, I mean, if it looks okay. And I'm like, oh boy, like it throws me off. But I also love it because it shows that they just have trust in their employees to just do it,
Yeah. It's I kind of agree with you because they, I was taught pretty much the same way, and there's some things that I'm just like literally like a hole. I'm like, what's the measurement for it? And they're like, oh, eyeball it, and I was just like, why? Why don't you just have one so you can kind of figure out your own measurement? and you just kind of go by your own. Like, I don't know. But because there had been times where, the boss would come up and be like, why is it there? They said to eyeball it. I don't know. And then he's like, no, no. This is how it goes. And he's like, I'm like, oh, got it.
Handles that they were talking about today.
Right.
Handles. Like I see people measuring them out, and then he had his conversation today of we need to measure better. And I'm like, everybody that puts a grab handle up there are measuring something. So unless everybody's using different numbers, there should be no difference in any of them.
The only difference is because I guess his biggest reason is with the door. Yeah. Doors, racks, everything. That makes it all different.
Well, why don't every truck have it get put on like there is going to be the doors of the rack? That way, when there's not, they're still in the same place.
Because if it has so if there's let's say if there's the top doors and the rack on, that door is going to be pretty fucking low, or that handle is going to be pretty low. If you put it on a regular body, it looks like fucking garbage. It's like way too low, and you're just like, why is it down here? It's just that's pretty much what the reason is. That's what I got anyway. So
well, then there needs to be two spots, one with, one without. That's your standard. Put it up on the thing. I mean, I get like certain circumstances force you to move slightly, and not enough for us to have a meeting about it. Like,
yeah, true that.
He was like, okay, everybody, time for a meeting. And I'm like, okay, I'm finally get to learn. They're going to just break shit down. And he's like, all of the door handles are in the wrong places. We're going to find somewhere to do it. And I'm like, this is it? Like,
yeah.
All right. Okay. Whatever.
Yeah. It's pretty, it took time for me to adjust to that. But I'm like, whatever, I get it. I'm part of it now. Yeah, this looks good. People come up to me and they're like, hey, what do you do with this? I don't know, I just eyeball that shit. Make it look good.
It was so funny that today you were like, yeah, there's no way they're going to put you with me. And I went in there and I was like, hey, dude ain't showed up today. So you want me to slide over with Dan or maybe Abby? And he was like, yeah, just go slide with Dan. And I was like, all right.
It was like a half hour, and I've just made you do my job.
And you know what? Like, I feel like that'd have been fine. I think that if I were to get trained by you, I think I would grasp it better.
Well, because here's the thing. I learn by doing. So when I do teach people, I make them do it.
Exactly.
At least, even if it's just like the first time you see it, I'm like, well, here's the other half. Just do what I do, because I'm not a good explainer. I'm a good this is how you do it. Can't do it.
And the guy I'm with now explains everything to a fucking T, and like why he does it, this and that. And I'm like, I don't care. I promise you, I don't care. I just want to know how this needs to be built to pass inspection, so I can send it out the door. Like, I don't care why you put a zip tie here. Like when it's done and built, and I see that it needs a zip tie there, I'll put a zip tie there. Like he was like, oh, well, I want to tuck this, and do this, and do this, and do this. And I'm like, yes, I know. Like, I know you tuck things so it stays out of sight. I want my things to be pretty too.
Yeah.
And then what he'll do is he'll do it. He'll be doing it and explaining at the same time. And I'm just like standing there like this. Like, yeah. And then today they go, by the way, you're going to start building trucks now, like by yourself.
Good. I think
I
think after like a week of you actually being forced to just build trucks, going and asking questions if you need it, blah blah blah, you'll be like, oh, it's gonna click. You can be like, oh, this job is pretty cool.
So I think what's making me nervous about it is there's things that I need to do the job and I don't have them.
Like what?
And like certain tools, like the cutoff wheel. Never needed it because we had one that the shop provided. So I've never bought one. And now, like, the shop doesn't even supply like rivet guns or anything like that. People buy their own, and I'm like, what?
Rivet? Yeah, no, they have a rivet gun. What are you talking about?
And I heard that it was junk, and so everybody went and bought their own.
Well, here's the thing: go to your boss, because me and him figured it out. Because I went up to him, I was like, "You got this many rivet guns. I've tried all of them. They don't work. Give me one that works, or this is not getting riveted. And we went through all of them, and we tested all of them. We found the one that works. He's like, this is it. And I was like, okay, good, because I'm not getting one. And he was like, no, I don't expect you to. He's like,
Yeah.
you need something, I got you. But I don't really know, like, all the time if this is garbage or if this doesn't work. People don't tell me
Right.
this shit. So he was like, fuck yeah, thanks for letting me know. Because these guys just sit there and go, oh, it doesn't work, throw it back on the shelf. Like, what is that? No, that's not how that works.
That just smacks the guy in the face behind you. Like,
Yeah. So,
So-
that I figured I can even show you exactly where it's at.
well, I've only used it when we were doing the agriculture builds. I'm not going to say the name of the brand, but
Yeah,
the what I started on. So, like, that's the only time I've ever seen it used. I haven't seen anybody else use it, but I've seen 3 people with rivet guns. So I was like, but anyways, what I need the cutoff wheel. I didn't have the big impact because the guy I worked with had 2. So he was like, don't go buy one. We worked together on the GSA line. He was like, don't go buy one. You can literally just use mine. And I also have one. So that's that. So what I did when I left is I was like, fuck, I got to go buy an impact now. And he was like, you have an air drill. I don't. I need one like now. I will trade you your air drill for this impact. And the impact he traded me is more expensive than the air drill.
Oh, yeah.
So now I have to go buy an air drill. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so I need a cutoff wheel, I need an air drill, I need what I need to get is a 15/16 wrench. It's been fucking biting me in my ass for so long because then I went to go pull the trigger the other day and I went to Home Depot and all they had was ratcheting and 15/16 and I don't want one that ratchets. I need a solid one so I can use it to tighten.
They didn't have any solid ones?
None.
No way.
None. And the ratchet one they wanted was $25 and I was like,
Yeah,
pass.
for sure. Shit,
So-
the fucking solid one's damn near 23, so...
Yeah. So what I should have done on my way home is
Oh, you froze.
out of the blue, and she's like, "You're gonna start probably building stuff by yourself. I would really recommend this stuff." And it was like cheap stuff. It was like a breaker bar, a 15/16 wrench, and she was like, "Just start with this." And it was like $25 for both of them. And I was like, "All right, fuck it." It's just bigger things that I've never needed to purchase that I need
had
now.
I had to do the same thing. Like, once I started, I was like, oh, shit. I literally...
Don't have anything. Yeah.
I was like, I could need that. I was getting to, like, for the first, 3 weeks of just working, I got a bunch of tools, and now I just got a bunch of tools again for the fucking ladder racks. Got tools for that I just haven't had.
And everybody's like, well, if you ever need a tool, just come up to me and ask. And I'm like, I don't want to. Like, at all. Like, I don't want to be that guy that goes, I need this. I need this. I need
Yeah, but
this,
at least,
I need this.
when you first started, I did it.
Yeah.
Like, can I use this? Now I'm using shit from other people's bays. I don't even know if it's theirs or not. I just go up, they're like, yeah, whenever you need it. I'm not going to
The
go.
big clamp. The big clamp. They're just sitting in the middle of the thing. I thought they were the old guys.
Oh, no, those are the shops. Those are
Yeah.
all
I
those.
seen you just walk up and grab it. And I was like, oh, damn, Dan, you guys like that? You guys friends like that shit?
No, those
Then
are...
I seen they were in a barrel. So
Yeah. I did have to ask him. I was like, are those all yours? And he's like, no, why would I have all those? I was like, I don't know.
it's so funny because you asked like the old guys are the funniest. Like
They are.
the one guy that I work next to, apparently the guy that trained you.
Yeah.
I was talking with our new boss and the guys training me, and then he walked up to me, standing next to our boss, and he was like, I'm gonna tell you a secret in front of everybody. He was like, if they put you on a job and you don't want to do it, drag your feet. If you get put on a job you want to do, blow them out of the water and you'll stay on them forever. And our new boss looked at him, and then he looked at him and he was like, you're on plows. And he was like, the fuck I am. And then they both went separate ways. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah,
I was
dude,
like,
that guy is fucking, he's cool. He's cool as hell. I was really lucky to get him for the first 6 weeks I worked there.
and
I'm
when I
surprised
first-
you're already getting, well, I guess Yeah, I don't know why they put me with him for so long and then was fine. I think they were just waiting for space.
Well, he told me that I'm still going to be working with the guy that's training me, but he's pretty much just going to be sitting on his hands, and it's good. Apparently, what he told me today was he is going to work with me until I stop asking questions.
Oh, well, right on. Oh, you guys just doing the utilities normal?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Are they going to just have me do Chevys?
Right.
Are they going to bring in a Ford? Are they going to bring in a Dodge? Where they go, okay, Alex, you did a week of Chevys. You're by yourself now. Here's your own bay. By the way, your first truck's a Ford. I'm gonna be like,
I mean, that's exactly how. That's why I'm confused because like every single day I'm asking people. I'm like, hey, what's up? How do I do this? Because I don't know.
and they're like, he was, man. I just from how we built them to how they're building them now, it's so much easier. But I feel like they're doing things that we did. That they're doing things that if we incorporated what we did, it'd make the time even go by faster. Like one thing, the breather line for the fuel tank for the Chevys, attaching it to the body. Fuck that. 30 seconds, wrapping it around and dropping it down inside the gas thing. They're like, well, we don't want it to get wet. I'm like, yeah. So hanging it up here is going to get any, it's just, I don't know. I wish we could just kind of go like this and put everything together that we like all know, and it'd just be like, phew.
Yeah, it's different. It really is. There's a lot of difference between. I was surprised how different it was. I kind of figured it'd be like, oh, I'm going to do pretty much the same thing. No, I'm not.
Nothing. You're like a fucking fish out of water.
Yeah,
like, I walked in there too, and I saw service buddies, and I was like, yes, like put me in my own bay tomorrow, my first day, and I'm gonna build everything you need me to build. And like the first service body that I built with the guy that I was working with now, I'm like,
wait, what? Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute. I was like, you don't have lights on the body? They're all in the bumper? And he was like, yeah, we don't put lights up there. And I'm like, why? It looks trash with just lights in the bumper. But now that I'm looking at it more, I'm like, it's not so bad. The lights are lower, but yeah, they're not so bad. But yeah.
Fuck. So I went to, my son had a field trip last week to the Detroit Zoo with his school. And it was like, it's a virtual school. So basically, they're just like, just show up. So I said, yeah. So you're supposed to sign them up or whatever online. So I did that. And I go there. We get there. We're walking up and I see the whole giant group. And I'm like, that's gotta be them, right? Get up to the person. They're like, hey, you here with MVCA? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, cool. What's your last name? And it was like Carpenter. And they're like looking.
No.
keep looking. And they go back and they keep. And I'm clearly looking at them like C, D. Yeah, I'm not there. And they look like 15 times, and they're finally like, it's fine here. I could have just been a stranger, dude. Like,
and you had to pay to get in?
No, yeah, we weren't in yet. They were having everybody because they couldn't get in the actual group. We didn't stay as a group, but the actual group couldn't get in until 1. So they waited till 1:05, made sure everybody had a chance to get there. And
you took the whole day off to go to the zoo at 1?
Fuck yeah, I did. Fuck yeah, I did. Are you kidding me?
You're such a bitch. You could have worked from like 6 to fucking 11 or 6 to something.
Why?
I would have absolutely taken the day off too.
I was about to say, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you would have taken the day off if you sneezed.
Dude, shut up. I almost took today off, but I got my weeks mixed up because I thought this weekend was Memorial Day weekend.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like, fuck, it's only going to be a 4-day work week. I'm like, they're buying my contract out on the 2nd. Like, this. I'm like, I was like, I'm not trying to do that. And then I get to work and I was like, yeah, I heard today's this week's a 4-day work week. We ain't got work Friday. And the dude was like, really? And I was like, yeah, it's Memorial Day weekend. He was like, no, it's not.
It was a little bit early.
I thought the same thing. And I'm like, fuck. And then I was like, fuck, I could have taken today off. But then I was also thinking, I shouldn't take today off because if I do take a day off, they're going to be like, well, fuck, you've been here 2 weeks and you missed a day. But then like once I'm hired in, I'm sure it's just going to be like, whatever. But then I'm sitting there thinking like, I've also been here 2 weeks and both of the people that I've worked with have missed a day and the one guy's late. And I'm like, nothing has been said to either of them. But I know the first time that I'm like, hey, I can't come in. I got something that came up, and they're going to be like, well, you don't know how to build our service bodies. We're just going to let you go.
You underestimate how understanding that person is.
I 100%, but I'm so skeptical of myself because he jokes so much in a good way. I take it serious because he's like, hey, Alex, you going to do anything today? And I really feel when he says that I haven't done anything.
Yeah, I get the same way because I literally still don't know because he'll be like, no, your bumper's crooked. And I'm like, oh, he's fucking with me, and I'll continue going. And literally, he's checking. He's like, why did you not fucking fix a bumper? And I'm like, what's wrong with it? And he's like, look at it. And I'd stand back. I'm like, oh, shit.
Like this, and you're like,
I was like, fuck that. And he's like, I told you earlier. I was like, I thought you were fucking joking, dude. I was under the truck, and I thought you were just messing with me. And he's like, now every time he does it. So I literally get up and I measure it every time he does it. I'm like, fuck. Yeah,
he's good at it though. I mean, and that's like such a good quality in a boss, is because, and I'm not saying the other guy who we worked for doesn't have the same quality because they were both good at joking.
Yeah,
but like this one is so good at it that you can't tell because what he does is he says it and he leaves.
Yeah,
like he won't be like, "Hey, Alex, you gonna do anything today?" and then stand there. And I'm just because like if he was standing there, I'd be like, I would be able to talk to him and like, hey, yeah, no, because the perfect example is one day I picked up a Honda motor that we were putting in the agriculture built the ones we're talking about. I prepped all of it, did everything, everything you can imagine that I could have done. I did, installed it, and I shit you not. As soon as I installed it, Abby stopped me and was talking to me for 5 seconds, and so I was standing still talking to her because there's nothing I could do at that time. And so he goes walking by and he makes eye contact with me as I'm standing there doing nothing. And I'm like, fuck. Like I just busted my ass for an hour and a half straight. He saw none of it. Right. And I take a 30-second break in the middle of a conversation with somebody. But meanwhile, by the way, she is still working because there's stuff for her to do. So she's talking and working perfectly fine. I'm standing there like this. Yeah. Having a conversation, and I look down and I look at him, and he's just standing like this, like, and I'm like, "Fuck me, man."
Yeah, no,
I hate that shit.
Man. I swear it happens all the time too. I swear, it's like I won't talk to anybody for 8 hours straight. I go up to one person, and I'm sitting there, and I start talking to him, and there he goes. He goes by, and he's like, he says something. He always says something, but
dude, Steve was the best at that too.
Oh yeah,
Steve was the fucking greatest at it because we could have built 17 trucks in 10 minutes, but we stopped to have a conversation, and Steve will turn the corner, and he'll be like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "What? We're like, what? You didn't watch me just weld all this in 60 seconds and then put the body on in 5?" And he was just like, "No, I wasn't here, but I see you talking now," and I'm just like, "Fuck you." Yeah. Or like when if I'm on my phone, I wouldn't touch it all day. Have an emergency, and my wife will be like, "Hey, this," and I'll be like, and I'll glance at it. He hasn't been on the floor all fucking day, and as soon as I go like, okay, and put it back down, and I turn, he's standing there watching me, and I'm
just like, watching you, yeah, with those fucking eyes,
those fucking eyes. Just, you know, Steve, I hope you see this episode.
Hope you're listening, man, dude.
Is he friends with you on Facebook?
Yeah.
Oh, then he'll see this episode because he says he watches them every time you post them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess there is a reason I'm doing it.
I got a notification from Indeed, and it was I don't know if it was like an automated thing or if it was like a true recruiter helping Indeed, but it says, based on your experience at your previous job, we think you'd be a perfect fit for this. And it was at the same fucking place. And it was like a safety something. making what we make now, not building trucks. And I'm like, I wonder. But I know that as soon as I would put, like, if I were to, because apparently our main boss, like the head boss, is very good friends. I think you told me with our old head boss, like the GMs.
Uh-huh.
So as soon as I would have thrown that application into the wind, I feel the old GM would call the new GM and go, "Hey, what's up with Alex?
Yeah.
He just applied for this. What's going on?" And then I would be sitting there building a truck, and they'd both walk up to me and be like, "Have a good day."
Oh, damn. Yeah.
I really like this place. I really do. I just feel like a fish without a water. Fish out of water.
Well, I mean, it's because you're not in your comfort zone yet. I could just, all I can say is I felt the same way for a while. I was
and
like,
you're still there, so.
Yeah, I mean, once, like I said, once I got into my bay and I got comfortable with it, I fucking love it, man. Even though there's a lot, they're giving me shit. Like, he'll come up to me like, "Hey, you're gonna start doing this." Haven't even seen one, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'll just go to the next person and be like, "Hey, guess what? Haven't seen that. Help me out." Luckily, I have a dude that's next to me that does not give a shit. I can ask him 100 times the same
older guy,
question.
right?
No, the other one that's next. Well, I guess he's older too. They're all older. Everybody's old there. Yeah, I'll go up there and it doesn't matter. Like when I first got my bay, that was the first utility I built. I didn't get trained on utilities. It was my first truck. I basically went up to a different person and said, "Hey, what are the steps to do?" Because I haven't done one yet. It was totally fine. And to this day, I still go up to him and be like, "Hey, what is this again?"
The guy who always built plows?
Yeah. Like, I can ask him the same fucking question. The other day, I went up to him and I was like, "Dude, am I like super fucking annoying?" He's like, "Bro, everybody goes through it. It doesn't matter. You can ask me the same question every day. I don't care if you have Alzheimer's."
You could not do that at our old job with those fucking old men.
Exactly,
You
that's
could
what I'm
not
saying.
fucking do it. You ask any. Calvin was the only exception, and I'll drop his name. I don't care.
Yeah,
you ask,
well, he was awesome.
you ask
Yeah.
Scott. Okay, the guy next to him,
Right.
and the other guy at the end, and they would look at you like you're an R word.
Yeah,
And then they might help you.
No,
But these guys, they're
almost every time it would get your supervisor.
Yeah,
Because they were all butthurt about fucking something. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think that like they just didn't like being told what to do. So I think that was truly it. Because like our Steve, fuck it, I don't work for him no more. Steve would like, you got to do your fucking job, guys.
Yeah.
Come on, and do it properly. Can you hear him?
Barely. I mean, it's not like distracting.
I know, but I didn't want to come in through like on when people are listening to it on the, Spotify and stuff. So
I promise
that's what
you
I
it'll be
think.
fine. It's called having a family.
Yeah,
This is real life, people. Get used to
Yeah,
it.
anything goes. Even a kid crying because he can't poop. But
You still trying? Oh, man.
No. He like took a break. I think he stopped. But then now it's like, okay, I gotta go again. And he's like, fuck.
Oh, that poor kid. I don't know why I'm laughing. It's terrible.
What a dick.
I know, right? I'm such a fucking asshole. What are you doing in there? What is that? Oh, yeah, cool. Nice answer.
I muted because he's like running and crying at the same time. So it's like, ah. But it holds. I got to tighten them back up. But what it does is it holds the wire. Like,
Oh,
so I can
yeah,
run it
because
up.
you got one of the most expensive mics and everything.
Thanks, guys. I love you. Because I have good best friends.
Good best friends. Don't you have to have like another piece of equipment just to run that mic? Is that what it is? What is that?
It's Go XLR.
What does that do?
Go ahead and Google it. Google it on your phone real
I'm
quick.
not going to.
Google it.
I wanted to have a conversation about the shit that you have, but I guess we can wait until a
Okay,
different episode.
okay, no, ask me a question. So yes, this is a Shure SM7B mic, and it's not USB. You can't just plug it into your computer. So I have to run it to this, which is a mix which is a mixer, which then controls all my audio levels, which then runs to my computer.
Oh, right on. That was really
there's
interesting.
there's a few things in between there. God, if anybody could see this mess of wires that I have down here, they would vomit.
I got some. Yeah.
No, this is.
I know yours is way worse because you got like 7 fucking computers and this and that and the other. Two. I finally got another monitor. That's why I keep looking over this way because I got.
You have a USB headset, right?
Yeah, I just got this, the Yeti, the blue Yeti.
I said a headset.
Oh, headset?
Is it USB or is it like a
It
3
just connects
millimeter?
to the fucking mic. See? Right here.
If I remember, I'm gonna bring something to work. It's a mixer for headsets, and I don't use it anymore since I have this.
What's that going to do for me?
So what this will do is it'll actually just control all audio to your headphones. So it has a mixer on this, and you could control level of game and
You good?
voice check. Yeah, I saw fucking like dust or something. Voice and game to your headset, so you can change
adjust
it.
it just without messing with anything. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and you don't use it no more?
Nope. It's actually just sitting here
'Cause
plugged
you
into my
got,
computer.
Like, a different one.
Yeah, I have this big ass
The
thing
big ass large.
that dances rainbows.
Oh, yeah, that is kind of fucking crazy colors right there.
Fucking all of it is, man.
It looks like a fucking unicorn.
Shit on my desk. Wow, we went straight to cum, huh?
Yeah. That's how that goes, because it sparkles. Anyways,
sparkles.
so we got to. I sat there and told you we were going to the zoo, and you just kept talking about work. So that was cool. Anyways,
I apologize.
You're good.
Oh, you guys were at 1:00.
So we get there. Name's not on the list, and they're like, "Yeah, whatever, here you go." So we get in, and basically, once you're in, you can just kind of go do your thing. And it's like the zoo was. First of all, I don't really like zoos. I don't
believe it.
shit like that.
I don't.
I'm not a fan. One, because I swear they have to do something to the animals so that they're so fucking calm.
They probably drugged the shit out of them.
If I was an animal and I just fucking was stuck in this fucking small cage, because I don't care how big the areas are, they're fucking small for a wild animal like that. And I would just be going nuts, dude. I'd bang my head on the walls and shit.
Yeah, I would probably try to unalive myself. Like, if I'm a monkey and I'm in the size of this room,
yeah,
I'm done.
And also, it was like, why did they put? They must have just reopened the zoo, because I'm talking there was nothing going on. None of the stalls were open. You know, there's like 5 different food places. None of them were open. It was like there was 5 employees in the whole zoo. So it just seemed like dead, and it was just our group, and then there's stragglers, I guess, and all the animals. I swear, there were maybe 5 that I seen that were awake and alert, and they were just kind of walking oh, they look high.
They're coming out of a comatose state.
They have a exhibit. Exhibit. That was a hard one. A kangaroo exhibit, and it's a walkthrough exhibit. So, if you think technically a kangaroo could fucking just hop right up on you and be like, "What's up?"
Kangaroo jack your ass and beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. At first, I was like, "Wait, what?" And we were walking. I was like, "Fuck it," I'll start walking through. Every single one laying on the ground, they looked dead. I swear I have a picture of it, and I was like, I was showing other people. I was like, "Yeah, there's the kangaroos," and they're like, "They're not alive." I was like, I don't know if they are or not.
Fucking legs are up like this and shit.
Yeah, one of them. There was one that had his head up, and he was just like
drugged.
Yeah, it was fucked
Gotta
up.
be.
I was like, this is weird. It was the middle of the day, so I don't know when fucking animals sleep. But I don't
Apparently,
think
in the middle of the day. Well,
they're not
we know.
sober, whatever they are.
We just fucking build trucks.
And I seen the saddest little chimpanzee.
I hate seeing sad animals.
And there was like I fucking related to this fucking chimpanzee. He was sitting at the windowsill, like in a weird like windowsill spot. Like it was like hard to get to, right? And he's just sitting there, and he just was like contemplating life. I swear.
Like, no,
And then he literally turns around, like away from us. Me and my son were watching him, and he just starts picking his ass and like sniffing it. He literally was just looking at his hand. And he was just like for the longest time, just scratching, right? And then he pulls his hand and he's just sniffing it. And he's like starts licking on his fingers. I was like, that's fucking crazy.
So, what part do you relate to exactly?
Both. It's all of it.
Gotcha. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it was great. I was like, dude, I do that all the time. But yeah, all in all, it was all right. I just don't. I feel bad for animals that are like that. I always
Pass. Yeah, I don't.
do. When I was
know.
a kid, I like freaked out. My mom took me to the circus for the first time, and I was watching. I'm scared of clowns. Well, I guess not really now, but I was terrified of clowns. I hated it. And they had back in the 80s, there was a really famous one, Crybaby. And he was like he'd get in your face and shit. Well, that specific clown would be getting in my face, and I was freaking out. Like I was crying, screaming. I didn't like it. Got over that part. And then they were doing okay, hold on. Sorry. They were doing like the bears and like the elephants and shit. And I was watching the tigers, and I was watching with like the whips and shit hit the. I literally was trying to walk out. I walked up the stairs, and I was waiting. Like I stood there like this, and I was waiting for my mom to like get up and go. And they literally had, because it was at where did the
Shriners?
It wasn't. I don't know if it was Dow, not Dow. The place in, yeah.
Right by our old job, right?
Yes. Yeah. That was where it was. So it's small, and the announcer can pretty much see everything. Apparently noticed me and was like talking over the announcement, talking about how I was like crying. I remember this. Like I was like crying, and he was like teasing me, and I was pissed off. And my mom literally was like, I was like, no, I'm walking out right now. And we got into the car, and I was like, Mom, don't ever take me to the circus ever again. And she's like, why not? I was like, did you see what they did to those animals? And I was like 7 years old. And I never been since. And I never will. And literally right after that, they had that documentary out about how actually fucked up they are with them. I was like, ugh.
I don't want to go to the circus, but I want to go to the circus. I don't want to go to the circus and support the circus, but I want to go to the circus and show my kids the animals so they can like learn about them and see them.
What's
and
really
stuff
cool
like that.
about the circus that I thought was the best part was like the trapeze fucking like up in the sky.
Yeah.
That part was fucking cool. People getting a person shot out in the cannon. I was just like, whoa, how'd your leg still there? But
Wait, now that I think about it, how the fuck do they
I have no idea how that shit works. That's insane.
We'll have to Google it one day. It'll be our next topic. Like, dude, guess what I found out?
Yeah. You know what really happens in there?
They just jump really high.
Oh, they just use their leg muscles.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, man.
That reminds me, there was a show on for a little while, and you know those shows, America's Got Talent and fucking all those.
Oh, that is, yeah.
Well, they had one for like 4 weeks, and it was called Extreme, and it was like stunts, outside stunts, because it was too big to be a stadium, And there was one that was there's a guy in a wheelchair, and he did like ramp jumps and stuff. And
Did he
so
do the backflip?
he did a front flip, and his first he goes up there, and I mean it's a tall ass fucking ramp, and all the judges are like, well, we should go up there too and watch him from up there because then it's a different whatever. So they all go up there, and they're all fucking scared of heights. So they're sitting there at the top, freaking the fuck out, and the dude's like, can I go yet? And they're like, yeah, sure. And so he's doing his thing, right? And he pushes down, and he goes all the way down the ramp. He fucking takes off on this ramp. He does a front flip, overdoes the front flip, and he lands, and he goes foot, face, fucking right down. I can't help but fucking I was just like, and he fucking slides down in his face, and it's just like.
I think I seen that, and
Luckily, it didn't hurt him at all.
I was gonna say there's a comment over there like, "Well, thank God he's already paralyzed." Yeah, because I think
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but he was like over it. I was like, "Oh, okay."
He had a fucking. He had a helmet and everything, and he literally just fucking. He got out of his wheelchair, and he got right back into it, and he literally because he had to literally do this up the stairs and shit.
Yeah.
And he did it again. Like he's like, I'm not leaving until I do this. I don't care if you air it or not. And then he did it, and it was perfect that time. But I was like, damn, dude, that dude fucking bit it. I was like, holy shit.
I've been watching some movies the past week.
You have? Any good ones?
Yes. And bad ones.
Ooh,
so
bad ones first.
The best Monster Hunter.
Wait, that's a movie now?
Yeah. It's got the chick from Resident Evil in it. Yeah.
Is it terrible?
It's so bad.
And you never
also got Ron Perlman in it, the guy that plays Hellboy.
Have you ever played a Monster Hunter?
Never.
Okay.
So I went in there with no predisposition.
Yeah, man.
No fucking clue about the game at all.
Okay.
Like I've heard about it.
Yeah.
So I went in and I was like, all right, let's give it a chance.
Yeah.
I started watching TikToks while I was watching the movie. Like, if I had to rate it out of 10, I think I talked about it the other day, I'd give it like a 4 or 5. It is such a bad movie.
Why so high if it's so bad? Why don't you do like a 1 or 2?
Because that I think like they tried with the acting because Mila Jovovich or whatever her name is in my opinion, she's a pretty decent actor, although she only does the same things. She does a good job. So she was in it. T.I. was in it. Terrible.
T.I.
Ron was in it.
When's he gonna get an Oscar, man?
Yeah. So, and then I watched The Gentleman, which is now on Netflix. Which you need to watch it as soon as this podcast is over.
Well, that's definitely not going to happen, but I got you.
Well, it's probably one of my top 10 favorite movies of all time.
The Gentleman?
Yep. It's
on Netflix.
Yeah, but it's not a Netflix movie. It's made by Martin Scorsese. It's got Matthew McConaughey in it, Charlie Hunnam. Who's the guy in the movie SWAT?
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
Colin Farrell. And some other people. Love the movie. And then I watched The Harder They Fall. It's on Netflix. It's got Idris Elba in it. It's like an all black cast. Like the entire fucking movie is just nothing but black cast. And all of them did a fantastic job.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a Western movie.
Really?
Yeah, it's fantastic. I would say I'd give that one like a 8, 7.5, 8. The action scenes were a little overdone, but like other than that, it was a fantastic movie.
Hell yeah. Harder They Fall and The Gentleman. What can you tell me what they're about without giving it away, or is it just
The Gentleman is based in like Britain, London, the UK area.
God, I'm already
And-
bored. No, go ahead.
I'm telling you, man, this movie's so good. And Matthew McConaughey is the lead actor. He's the boss. He's a drug kingpin,
Okay.
and people try to take over it,
Yeah.
but it's not written like everything's happening in real time. Like it's a fantastic fucking movie.
I will try.
You
for
have
sure.
to. You absolutely have to. I already told you the harder they fall is Idris Elba. The opening scene is Idris Elba walks into a house, and it's got a family there. It's got a mom, a dad, and a son, and they all sit down at a dinner table. And it's at the beginning of the movie, so I'm not really spoiling anything. But the Idris Elba kills everybody except the youngest son, and he carves a cross into his head and then leaves. And then the main character is the kid with the cross trying to find him. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So that's a pretty good movie. And then Monster Hunter World is obviously just a fucking trash can dumpster fire.
Yeah, they should have just stuck with the video games, man.
They fucked that one up.
Well,
dude.
Monster, do you know? I'm guessing you
No
didn't pay
fucking
attention.
clue. No, I mean there was
Diablos.
there was that. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was that.
I kind of figured. That's like the most popular one.
Yep, it was that guy. That thing.
That thing.
And then
There was no other
at the
one.
end,
There was
they
a bunch
introduced
of them. Or...
dragons, So
Yeah, really. God, I'm glad I didn't watch it because I'm a fan of the
I
series.
I would still watch it just so you can see how bad it is, because you
Yeah.
might like it because you might understand it more. But in my opinion, the movie was just hot, but just fucking.
I seen
Is there-
when the trailer came out. I was like, "This is gonna be fucking garbage."
So bad.
So I finally, after years and years of not going, I went back to the machine shop for the first time this weekend.
Yeah,
I
how
told
was the
you.
concert?
It was great. It was really good. This is actually so. For years, I've been going to the machine shop. I've been to, I guess, dozens. Not a bunch, but dozens of shows.
Did you not go to the Framing Hanley concert?
No, I ended up like how they rescheduled it into February or whatever.
Yeah.
It like came and went, and I didn't even think about it. And I was like, "Oh fuck, that's right," because I got the tickets like a year before.
Yeah. He
And then
came up to me one day and he was like, "Hey, everybody's going. I can't make it. Do you want my tickets?" He was like, "Abby's going, Dan's going, Josh is going." And I'm like, "No." really want to.
We didn't. I mean, I don't think anybody. I know I didn't, and I kind of feel bad because I literally got it was like a present for me. That's why Abby and Josh were gonna go. They split the tickets and got 3 of them. And basically, that was one of my presents for one of my birthdays or something. It was so long ago, and then it got canceled, and then like they announced it, and then the date just came and went, and I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, probably nobody went. Anyways, Machine Shop.
But yeah, so I went back, and this is my first show. I went to see Cold, and then 2 opening bands, Black Satellite and University Drive. Never heard of them, and I didn't enjoy them.
Black Satellite.
Black Satellite.
Did they just fucking like
Uh,
Black
I
Satellite.
wonder that about 90% of fucking bands. I swear. I'm just like, where do you get these names from? Like the other one, University Drive. What is it? The first street you turned down on the first concert you ever played? What?
maybe they're all childhood friends and grew up on that street? Damn.
They were on their way, and they're like, "Fuck, we don't have a name yet." University Drive, right there, baby.
Yeah, it's like GPS. Turn left on University Drive. They're like, call. That's their name. Call them.
I respect anybody that does fucking live music or does music in general. I just didn't. It's not my thing. I wasn't enjoying them. I feel like they didn't mesh very well with the Cold genre because Cold doesn't really have a genre. It's a very just like specific sadness. That's what it is.
Say, if you could describe them, because I don't know who they are. How would you describe them? But
It's just sad. They're just sad. It's a sad dude that sings about sad things.
I'm gonna have to listen to that.
If you do listen to their album "Different Kind of Pain," fantastic.
I feel like I'm gonna fucking cry.
Dude. Here's the thing, though. Gold has been a band that's been around since fucking early '80s, right?
Yeah.
Late '80s, I guess. And they stopped. Like the newest song that they released was 2 years ago, and it was with like, so band members have left and gone, and so I'm not expecting a whole lot. I'm really not. I'm like,
Right.
it's a hit or miss type of thing. I was like, I've always been. I was in literally like sophomore listening to an album that just came out from them. Like that was the last point where I was like a fan of theirs, right? And then so I was like, I don't know what to expect. And then they came out, and the singer Scooter Ward, who really was fucking pretty awesome because he kind of hung out with the crowd for the first like hour. He was just hanging out, which most people don't do that in bands.
They're either on the bus or in the green room.
Yeah, they're either they're just in the back or wherever they're not just hanging out. But when they do that, I think it's fucking awesome. Even if it's just for 3 minutes, take pictures with 4 people and, fist bump a couple and then run away before the whole fucking bar is like, oh, I'm not watching this people play. I'm going to hang out with him. So he just did it for a little while. And I didn't even get to take pictures. Like, it was that fast. I literally seen him walk by and I was like, oh, shit. And then he was gone. But he came up and it actually was like the second best show I've seen at the Machine Shop. And the only reason I say that is because the first one is Blue October by far.
Never heard of them.
You never heard of Blue October? Oh, man.
Sounds like another band where they just fucking.
They're just so sad.
At a goddamn board.
Like the song "Hate Me"?
But she fucking hates me?
No.
No.
I need to fucking educate you in fucking music, bro. You sit there and argue about Lil Wayne and Eminem. Let me get you some bands, bro.
I just the grunge never really. I don't know.
Yeah, I hate grunge too. What are you talking about?
Whatever. That's just what I feel. If you play at the Machine Shop, you're like,
Have you been there?
Never.
You've never been there, so you just assume that if you play at the Machine Shop,
it is a bar on Dort Highway. My standards are already low.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's surprising, bro.
It's right. It's next to fucking 3 strip clubs. So like,
yeah, that's very true.
I'm thinking Coke whores doing Coke off the fucking beer bottle they just got from the bar. Like I'm not expecting much. I mean, they have had headlining bands. Like, I mean,
I was about to
you
say,
had Framing Hanley there. You've had like other people there that I don't know.
Have you Theory of a Dead Man, right?
Yeah,
they've been there many times.
So I mean, yeah,
I Prevail.
I do.
They've been there. I've been there every time they played, which is twice because the first time they were not very huge at the time, like when they first started coming out. They just released their fucking cover song that blew them up. The Taylor Swift cover song, I Prevail.
Yeah.
And so they went to the machine because their drummer is literally from Flint. So really? he's like, yeah. So he's like, we got to play here at least once every year. That happened 2 years in a row, and then they never came back because they were just like, they would have to put on like 7 shows in a row every single day, and it would still be just sold out within seconds. Like that's how big they got. There is a limit. Like you can't be huge because it is a fucking tiny venue. And but I went to their first show. So they have a fucking regular like singer, and then they have like a scream singer, right?
Yeah.
So the scream singer, when the other bands were playing, just fucking hung out down into the fucking. They were because it was a giant. I don't even remember the fucking openers. They were just a bunch of local bands, but they were all metal, like metal. And this was back in like fucking 5-6 years ago, and I'm there, and the openers are playing, and this is back when I used to fucking mosh and shit. And so I'm just going hard and doing my thing, and I get fucking leveled. I get leveled, bro. I hit my ass, I fucking fall back, and the dude picks me up. It was the fucking Scream Singer from I Prevail. He fucking leveled me, and he's like, "You're all right, man." I'm like, "I am, thanks, man." And I was like, "That's fucking dope." So, and then, yeah, so that was cool. But then the second show, they couldn't even get near the fucking building without being like rushed, you know? So it was kind of crazy within a year, like from able to just hang out with people and people not even really know who you are yet. Yeah. To I can't leave my fucking trailer or I won't be able to do the show. And after that, they were like, "We can't go here no more."
That's how, like, when I listen to music, like, I have a tendency to find artists that no one knows who they are. Like, three people right off the top of my head is who I can think of. One of them, I've listened to Black Bear before he ever made any songs that anybody's ever heard.
No shit.
Like, I have signed CDs from him, and then no one's ever heard of the CD.
Yeah.
Like, G-Eazy. I listened to his music before he even thought about becoming famous. Really? And then there's another band where the band is called Issues, or were formerly known as Woe Is Me.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever heard of them. But, like, they got really big.
I know Issues. I didn't know Woe Was Me though. That was their first name?
Yeah.
Okay. Right on.
Yeah. So, like, and I have pictures with the lead singer, like Tyler Carter. Yeah. We used to follow each other on Twitter. Just like all that stuff. Yeah. And then, they fucking skyrocket.
That's
and then
crazy.
You're just never talk to him again, or listen, any like that type of stuff. It's just wild that, like, you listen to somebody and then next thing you know, they're on the radio or on a Pandora station and everybody in America is talking about them. And I'm just like,
I've known about them for 3 years. Yeah. Oh, I get that for sure. That's why I love on Spotify. I love weekly, the weekly. What's it called? There's a playlist that the weekly
lineup or something like that.
Something close to that. Weekly Discovery, and it'll play songs that like they based off your playlist. It'll kind of go and it'll give you 30 songs of like people you haven't listened to or heard of, and a lot of them on my playlist. There's like under 1,000 follow, type of thing, and I'm just like, dude, this dude's fucking awesome. And then you follow him, and then 5 years later, you're like, oh shit, they're huge now.
They're at the Grammys and shit like that.
Yeah, you're like, wait, what happened, man? Never stopped. That's what happened.
Yeah.
That's how it is for most people.
I think that's the way it's going to be with like my buddy TJA. I mean, everybody in my stream or anybody that's listened. I mean,
he just released a fucking new EP. Like what?
Yeah,
a month ago.
Not too long ago. Yeah, I feel like that's going to happen. It's just gonna somebody somewhere is going to listen to it and go, get him out here.
His new song, Deep End. First song on my playlist, bro. I love that fucking song. Yeah, absolutely.
He just released a new one. It's called "I Don't Fucking Love You."
Or I think I listened to it.
Like you.
Yeah, IDFL.
IDFLU. Yeah. So.
Yeah, you got me on him. He's awesome.
I should have saw him Saturday at a birthday party, but Jalen had to work, so I didn't get to see him.
By the way, that would be really cool if he was like our first guest.
So the podcast I do with Luca?
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
I watched it. If you're talking about the one I'm talking about, I watched that.
When we talked to TJA, yeah. I mean, all I got to do is call him and tell him to get in. So anytime you want to schedule something with him, yes, absolutely.
That would be actually pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be so sick if we held a concert in city with him. Yeah.
Where does he do his live shows?
He's on 93.7 all the time. He just actually had a concert 2 weeks ago in Detroit.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't go. It was on it was May 4th. That's when it was. May 4th. He was in Detroit, and he was like, "Hey, you want to come to my concert?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll be there. I'll buy the tickets right now." And I went to go buy them, and they were on a Wednesday at 8:00 in Detroit. And I was like, "Not happening, man. I got to work on Thursday."
Yeah.
Like, sorry, buddy. And I just started at the new place, so it was Monday.
Yeah, didn't you? I don't know. Take the next day off because of your tattoo.
No. I left early.
I know. I was fucking with you.
Oh, but yeah,
Bringing it back to what you were fucking saying earlier.
Yeah, fuck you, bitch. That wasn't my call. Like, our new boss, I texted him and I called him. I was like, "Hey, I have had this planned. I can start on Tuesday, or I can come in on Monday and leave early." And he was like, "Just fucking come in." And I was like,
"Yeah."
So I left at 1
for sure. Right on. How's it going, by the way? Is all healed up and
my tattoo?
Yeah.
Yeah, it still itches. The hairs are growing through it now, so it's kind of like.
Did it is it faded out? Did it fade a whole bunch, or does it look pretty good?
For people listening, you're not going to be able to see unless you.
I mean, the video. I just said yes or no.
Why you got to be like that?
I don't know. You got to get it touched up though, or do you think it'll be good?
No, I think it'll be pretty good. I mean,
awesome. Yeah. Fuck yeah, man.
I have my next tattoo planned. Just my dude's booked all the way out until September.
So you're getting it in September?
No, I haven't planned, but I don't have them booked yet because I was gonna just continue and go with my anime sleeve, but my wife showed me something on TikTok one day, and I'm not gonna tell the podcast what I'm gonna get. It'll be one of those where I'll probably show, or something that I'll never show. It'll just be something. Yeah, I'll tell you in person, off air, stuff like that. But
yeah,
it's something that stream doesn't need to know about. So, yep.
I guess what I'm about to do. You need a tattoo, Dan. What?
You need a tattoo.
I really should just fucking. I want one. I already told on here what I want to get.
Yeah, I mean, the guy I went to is fantastic. I mean, dude, we sat there and we watched anime for 4 hours while he did my tattoo. I think that's how long I sat there. Because my appointment was at 2. He started tattooing at 3, and we stayed till 7. But it was expensive. It was very expensive.
Yeah, I mean. That's what he said.
But he said his work's guaranteed for life. Like, if there's something that eventually, obviously, if he's still fucking alive or even around, like, he guarantees his work. He was like, if in 3 months, if you took care of your tattoo and there's still something wrong with it, he said, just come up there and I'll fix it.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, but just this piece right here on my forearm, which is about thumb to pinky wide, it took him 4 hours to tattoo, and it cost me $600.
Yeah, I mean, that seems about right.
Very expensive. It was a lot of money, and I don't want to spend that much again in a long time.
I was about to say, you're trying to get a whole fucking sleeve, bro. You're gonna spend a lot more than that.
Yeah, I know, but not soon. Not soon.
Not soon. When you're 80, you're gonna finally finish it and be like, "Look, it's only $40,000."
Yeah. Nah, I mean, if I did 6, I would say there's probably going to be like $2 to $3 grand in my arm, because it just depends on if we're going to move over into like the chest area. But I mean, I don't know, because he's got to cover this up, the one I have on the back of my arm too. So
yeah.
You got to incorporate that in there, and we got to figure out what to do. But he is an anime connoisseur as well, so it's nice to go to somebody who understands what you want. Because I sent him a list, and when I got there, he was like, "I already know what I want to do." Yeah,
that's awesome.
And I was like, because I sent him a list of like 4 or 5, and I was like, "We can do whichever one, it doesn't matter." And he was like, "I already know which one I want to do." And when I got there, he was like, "Bleach is one of my favorite animes, which is on my arm." And he was like, "I have always wanted to tattoo Ichigo." And he's like, "When I saw you sent that," he was like, "I instantaneously drew it up and was ready for you."
That's awesome.
So
that's really cool.
Yep.
Do you, when you sit there and like have a meeting with him, and you sit there and be like, "Hey," kind of like, do you let him do his own spin on it?
I had no input on this, and I told him
That's
I didn't
cool.
want any
Yeah.
input. Yeah,
Awesome.
I told him I didn't want any input. Like, there's certain, like, I told him I want Ichigo, which is the name of this guy, in a like fighting. As you can see, he's got blood on his face with half hollow form. Which, if nobody understands what that means, that's fine. But that his hollow form is his mask, like the mask thing.
Yeah,
And he was like, I already know what he's like, I already know. And
that's
I'm like,
cool.
bet. Like there's another one where it's, I don't really like Dragon Ball Z since I've grown up. I've used to watch it all the time when I was younger, but there's this one, like I chose animes that like speak to me. If that's going to be weird, but there's two things. One of them is there's going to be one of Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z, and in one of the newer episodes, a guy called Beerus comes down and interrupts Bulma's birthday party, and Bulma smacks him. But this guy's so powerful, he doesn't even move. What he does is he raises his hand and smacks Bulma and knocks her on her ass. And Vegeta is accepting his fate with this man as he's about to die. Like the dude is going to kill Vegeta, and Vegeta's like, it is an honor to die by you, Beerus, destroyer of worlds, blah, 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 blah. The dude smacks Bulma. Vegeta loses his fucking mind.
Yeah.
And he like yells out, "That's my Bulma." And then like when I watch it and when I talk about it, I think about my own family. If somebody would hurt my family, how I would lose my mind. Obviously not fucking scream and turn blue and shit, but like the thought of that, and I was like, I want that tattooed.
Yeah.
The next one is have you ever watched the show Avatar? The show, the animated
No,
show.
I know of it though. I don't.
Well,
yeah.
In one of the scenes, and if anybody listening, Aang, the main character, masters all the elements, and he gets into a fight with Fire Lord Ozai, and I want that tattooed on me. It's just like overcoming all obstacles and defeating somebody that's bad. I want that on me.
Fuck yeah, man! Look at you.
So-
Got reasons for all of it and everything.
Absolutely, they're not just. I mean, and obviously, some of them are just going to be dope scenes. Like one of them is Naruto. He's going to be in Sage mode and combined with Kuruma's power. It's going to be yellow. Like it's just dope things. Like it's things that when I've watched it, I've felt it. Like it provided some sort of emotion to me. So,
Fuck yeah, man! That's cool. I can't wait till it's done.
fuck you, me too. But
Yeah, but you got paid for it.
yeah,
I just get to see it.
that's right.
All right, I'm about to go have a crab and shrimp boil.
Hey, fuck you, man. That sounds delicious.
I know. I'm so excited right now. Yeah, they're upstairs doing it right now, so I'm about to fucking.
Okay.